Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Sunday, November 19th, 2023, and this is my pre-market report. All right, people, let's start off with this because I've gotten hundreds, literally, of questions regarding this oil contango issue. Okay, let's cover that just real quick. We watched a pretty significant sell-off here in crude, which, literally the next day, pretty much made up for all of its losses. But is it over? That seems to be the question that a lot of you are asking me. Let me just say this. There's no way to tell here, okay? It could be over now. It could be over in a week from now. All I can say is let's just put this together real quick. So maybe you can get a better understanding of crude and where it looks like it's going to go. If you understand my perspective, and I've been covering this for I don't know how freaking long here, I am a major commodities bull long term. I think that's pretty obvious. All right. I really believe people need exposure to commodities in this environment. There's so much going on. Central banks, none more so than the Fed, are going to kill their currency. And we're going to talk more about that in just a moment. And they're killing them right now. But anyway, so contango. Let me just maybe outline this a little more simply because first of all, this word, it seems to be confusing. And I get that. Contango. It sounds like, I don't know, some kind of a Spanish dance maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, so what this actually means is traders in crude oil, futures traders, derivatives, okay, are willing to pay more for a futures price than for the spot price, which is the price you can get it now. You with me so far? Okay, so with that, it drives the price of spot lower. And that's why you get this move in the market. Now, if, for example, this continues and futures traders, let's say the following month, are willing to pay more than the spot price, you'll see spot drop again. I don't know of a way, and maybe some of you do, to figure this out as to when this contango thing will end. It could be over right now. We're going to keep our eyes on crude oil here. Again, longer term, commodities are the place to be. Understanding how cash moves through the market in relatively predictable patterns. When you have this kind of a situation here with now, what did the Fed say at their last meeting? They're going to, there's all kinds of stuff, but they're going to pause. There's maybe going to be a hike. The market doesn't believe it, especially in this environment. You have to understand, we are at the end of the year where year-end bonuses for the fat cats at the corporations here, their bonuses are based on year-end stock price. The Fed is going to play the game. They're going to buy more debt. They're going to weaken the dollar, at least in my opinion. I'm not saying these are written in stone. These are my best guesses based on what's happened in the past, year after year after year after year after year. Could this be the year it changes? Maybe it could be, but this is a game. Once you understand the game and it's all about enriching the 1% and 2%ers and sucking it out of everybody else, it makes things a lot more clear. You understand? At least I hope so. So at least I hope for now you understand this contango issue a little better. It's just very simple. Traders, oil traders, are willing to pay more for a futures price than the spot price, so that causes this issue in the markets. Is it over? Anybody's guess. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out this week here, period, the end. But with regard to this market, all right, since this is markets, a look ahead here. Let's talk about that for a moment here. I believe, and I want to hear from you as well, that the Federal Reserve is going to do more. That means they're going to get into the market, they're going to buy more debt, keep bond yields suppressed. The mechanism behind this, people, nobody knows this better than you. When a central bank keeps rates suppressed, it opens up a door for cash to make its way into the stock market. Now, why? There's multiple facets to this. The illusion of the market, I'm going to tell you again, is extremely powerful for the people out there that don't know who they are, what they're doing or why they're doing it. All they know is they see the stock market higher, they see their investments making money, their 401k plans, then they feel like everything is great and they get all warm and fuzzy inside until it all goes away, and it's gone. Oh, we got to talk about it, and it's gone in a moment. But anyway, so the illusion of the market convinces people that the economy is strong. Nothing could be further from the truth. The economy, it's dead and it's buried. It's been on life support since the meltdown of 2008, where everything was contained. You remember all that? We were lied to yet again. Imagine my shock, just like transitory and temporary inflation. And that's another thing too I want you to be ready for. More lies, more deceptions, and more distractions. They're going to try to convince you that what you're seeing is not real. Prices are going to continue to rise because central banks are going to continue to inflate. You have to understand, okay, the goal of every central bank is to inflate. The more of their product, debt, they can issue to the world, the stronger they become, not the weaker. I know this was a big lie sold to people during the last administration here. Not true. The more debt a central bank is called on to issue or can issue, the exponentially more powerful they become. What else do we know? Without inflating exponentially, we go back to a Mad Max scenario here. And inflating is a major boost to the stock market here. It also helps, well, obviously, central banks weaken their currencies here. Again, this the side effect of digits being added to a screen, cash being printed out of thin air, funding for this war, funding for that war, and everything else is massively inflationary. You're not allowed to know that. How many of you heard about this? So the Pentagon, interesting, cannot account for $3.8 trillion. $3.8 trillion. It's just gone. It's gone. And we, the American people, got to accept that. Of course, it's going to be pushed under the rug over here. There's no accountability. You think the Pentagon's going to be held to account here? How about no? No, they're not going to. Yeah, just poof, and it's gone. Imagine my shock. Anyway, let's talk about a couple of other things here while we move forward. And I want you to really think about this. Honestly, I'm laughing. Since the last FOMC meeting, where Yellowstone Powell, puke vomitous thing that he is, came out basically giving the market all it wants, and that is the promise of easy money from here to until they're done. What has happened? We have had the best 3 weeks for the S&P 500 all year. This phenomenon here, I don't think is going to stop. I want to say something else, okay? If you recall my last several videos, I told you, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it again. The market is quote-unquote due, although the market's never due for anything, due for some kind of a profit-taking event. Maybe it'll last a day or two or something like that. Don't be surprised to see some profit-taking here. Again, the best 3 weeks for the S&P 500 since this whole year, there should be some profit taking here. What that would do is establish a new floor, and the market will go higher. That's how it works. I think we're pretty much on the same page here. I told you how I'm playing this. I've been net long this market for I don't know how long now. A very, very long time. I'm buying more. I intend to buy more here. I also intend to continue to own. I haven't bought gold or silver in a really long time. But I have a lot of this stuff. Most of you know that. My favorite asset in the world is silver. Cryptocurrencies as well. Another thing I happen to like very much. You will know that as well. Commodities are the place to be moving forward. I really believe that I have outlined for all of you what more than likely is the best possible plan you can have moving forward, how to take care of yourself, at least from a financial standpoint. And every Friday, I leave you off with love each other, care about each other, be charitable. That's part of the plan too, people. We need each other. We got each other's backs. We're not each other's enemies, despite the fact that they're trying to convince us that we are. Okay? Just stop falling through the trap doors that they set for you, and you're going to be a lot better off. It's an environment of landmines, and they're trying to get you to step on one. So just don't do that. Anyway, so I covered oil contango, all right? Where we're going with this, we're going to see. I explained to you again very simply what's going on here. Market risk, okay. we'll understand that we've seen a phenomenon go on here. We've watched the 10-year yield, I mean literally fall off of a cliff. We've watched the U.S. dollar weaken dramatically, and that has obviously pushed the stock market higher. The MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, again, free to you, free to everyone, is back up on my website, traderschoice.net. It's sitting at about 286. We are out of an extreme risk zone. If they can manage risk, this market may not pull back at all. It depends on what they do. Expect the unexpected. Expect them to buy more debt. Expect a weaker dollar on a relative strength basis. On an absolute strength basis, it's going to dissolve, obviously, and we're seeing that right before our rise, and that's the root cause of inflation. It has nothing to do with this chapstick here all of a sudden being worth more. It's the dollar is losing purchasing power. I think we're pretty clear on that, right? $3.8 trillion dollars from the Pentagon, and it's gone. It's gone. Imagine my shock. Imagine your shock. It's gone. Just $3.8 trillion. That's gone. Don't worry about it. You know what? What else did you expect in this kind of an environment? So what can we take away from all this? Very simply, what you and I already expect. Much greater price action distortions across the spectrum of asset classes. The risk-on environment, meaning cash being driven into the stock market, in my view, I could be wrong on this, right? But I'm just telling you my best guess, based on the information, all right? My best guess is they're going to maintain risk on, which means cash has to come from somewhere. It might get sucked out of commodities for a little bit, being thrown into the stock market. We'll have to see. I covered this before it happened. Before we watched the rout with commodities recently, I said, before it happened, watch what's going to happen when they start pushing the risk-on environment, what came out of Powell's mouth. We watched gold get hit. We watched crude get hit. I mean, the cash got to come from somewhere, so they're going to pull it from commodities. But it's going to go back in a big way moving forward. You know the dynamics behind it. Eventually, the debt market at a time of their choosing is going to melt down on an unprecedented scale. All they're doing is exacerbating the underlying problem, and you all know that. This debt hyperbubble is a time bomb, and it's ticking louder and it's ticking faster, and it's going to go off when they choose. And then cash is just going to move through these markets so fast, people's heads are going to spin around like The Exorcist. Risk on will become risk off. Commodities are going to skyrocket. That's my take on this. Cryptocurrencies as well. You all know my take on this thing here. Be diversified. Artwork, musical instruments, classic cars, all kinds of stuff. Like this is where cash is going to end up going, in my view. Collectible things. It always looks for places to go. It doesn't really grow money wings and fly away in a money heaven, but you all know that too. All right, look, I've covered a lot with you. If you got something out of this video, please, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. I'd appreciate a comment from you. I will read the comments. Get this stuff out there. Let people hear it. And I will see all of you in the morning, and we'll again, like we got this covered. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they do. I really don't care. We will counter strategize, and we are already, whatever they try to do to us. Because you see, the truth is, we're a lot smarter than they are. They think we're not, but we are. All right? Love you a lot. See you in the morning.